Hey, Dragon Ball Super is so good, I came back from the future just to watch it.
It's over 9,000!
Today I want to talk about Dragon Ball Super, but first, before I do, I want to give a huge shout out to Dragon Ball Z Abridged for getting me back into these characters.
We know you guys are watching.
Moustache.
Yeah, if you haven't watched Dragon Ball Z Abridged, the idea is basically taking all of Dragon Ball, compressing it down
To where I can actually watch it.
and making it awesome and hilarious.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
If you're into that kind of humor.
Dragon Ball Z Abridged Vegeta is the canonical Vegeta.
So what are you doing here?
Oh, you know, just flying around.
Flying around?
Flying around.
Thwarting my plans?
What are your plans?
Are you?
No.
Good, because that'd be bad.
How bad?
I'd have to kill you.
That's bad.
Indeed.
It's true, like, because I've watched enough Abridged, I
That's his
only
voice.
hear, like, their Vegeta, only hear their Krillin, only hear their Goku. And I'm like,
Motherfuckers need to watch this shit in Japanese.
No.
No.
The
Vegeta's voice is Vegeta for Dragon Ball Z.
that's
There's
fine.
no
And-
other voice.
So I was huge into Dragon Ball in the early aughts.
how huge were you into Dragon Ball, Dan?
I was internet famous for Dragon Ball. But then it ended. I knew that Super had started around 2015 or so, and it was kind of out there. And I knew that there had been a couple of movies, but I hadn't paid much attention to it. So watching Dragon Ball Z Abridged got me just into the characters again. And I was like, okay, well, let's give this other stuff a try. So I watched Battle of the Gods, which takes place after the Majin Buu saga, but theoretically before the tournament that ended the Dragon Ball Z anime run.
Oh, when he takes off with Pong.
Oob.
Oh, Oop, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You didn't mention where it takes place in the canonical of Dragon Ball GT. I'm sure you'll get to that.
GT is way after Super. It's canon.
Yeah, it's absolutely canon, way after Super. Anyway, but I watched the movie and I was like, oh, this is fun. Okay, I like this. I like Beerus.
Did you go to the theater to watch this?
No. I watched it long after it came out. But Beerus and Whis and I liked them. I liked the way that Vegeta, carrying over his character development from the Majin Buu saga of like being willing to sacrifice his pride for the people he cares about, things like that. I was like, oh, this is good. This is a lot of fun. And then I watched the Resurrection F movie, and I loved.
Oh shit! I got another form. You bitches ain't ready.
Like the first time I saw Super Saiyan 4, I lost my mind with Vegito and Gogeta. I was like, oh, this is the best thing ever. It's right here.
What's he talking about?
It's it right there. Dragon Ball GT. It's real.
I don't know any of this that you're talking about. I've never heard of any of this.
Anyway, find out what GT stood for?
Stop. So talking about
F stands for Freezer.
So talking about Super, which I started watching after the movies because I was like, these movies aren't bad.
Yes.
And I knew that the first 30 or so episodes of Super was basically redoing the movies.
That's right.
Which is great. And there's some parts of the movies that are better. There's some parts of the series that are better. I have to assume that because the movies did so well, they said, all right. But I thought to myself, well, and again, knowing GT and knowing that Akira Toriyama had like ridden off into the sunset and had nothing to do with GT, I resisted watching the movies for so long. But then finally I watched it and I was like, this is like real Dragon Ball. And I went and learned that Toriyama actually came back and he wrote both of the movies and
he saw that making money, he could draw his characters and make money. Who knew?
There you go.
They won't let him go.
And then for Super, he outlines all the stories, and there are other people writing the actual episodes, but the characters feel truer. And I don't want to get a lot of spoilers for the series, because if you haven't watched it, you ought to watch it. And I don't want to spoil it for you, but we're going to talk a little bit about general plot outlines.
The Super came out at the time when a lot of anime was coming back. A lot of old anime from the 80s was coming back.
Still is.
Like, we had Sailor Moon coming back. We had Berserk coming back. We had Full Metal Alchemist, even though that wasn't from the 80s.
And Berserk was terrible.
And then, there were several other anime
Coulda.
shows that were coming back, like Hunter x Hunter, that were just coming back that you're like, oh, like, grown up, like, you had grown up in the 80s watching this stuff, and now they were getting reanimated or retold, or there was a follow-up. So it was the perfect time for it to come.
Well, I mean, it's
Dragon Ball. We should
the same
always
thing
have a
with
Dragon
all of
Ball
our
show.
other properties that we like. After Battle of the Gods, after you have Goku fighting the God of Destruction, everything after Frieza in Dragon Ball Z is more of just like, where the fuck do we go with this?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we defeated the Emperor of the Universe, and then we created androids that are really strong, stronger than the Emperor of the Universe.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
And then we created a special android from you who, rather than blowing up the planet, just wants to fight you for the sake of fighting.
Goku!
What?
Thinking of you, Goku!
Once you get past the Golden Frieza saga, the retelling of Resurrection F, and it brings in Universe 6,
Yep.
and they have a tournament. They are fighting just for the sake of seeing who's stronger. This is where Dragon Ball Z really shines, and Dragon Ball Super really shines.
Well, those were the big, like, rated shows when Dragon Ball was coming on. Not Dragon Ball Z. Like, in Japan, Dragon Ball was the biggest when it was the tournament. When it was the tournament of fighters, that's when they were getting their biggest ratings. So bringing that back is smart.
Yeah, no, I love it because it's not, you know, they put odds in it. It's, you know, oh well, something's gonna happen if we lose, but it's not the fate of the world is at stake.
Dude, motherfuckers were putting bets online too. Like it was the McGregor fucking what's his name, Merriweather fight. I'm like, what? You guys realize the winner was Charlie. It's always gonna be Goku. Like, why are we even betting?
He could die again. Okay, anyway, go ahead.
Yeah,
sorry.
but so they have that just competition fight between Universes 6 and 7, and you've got a lot of brand new characters coming in from Universe 6, which is great. They don't have to spend a lot of time really doing origins. It's just these are established people in their universe, and they're cool in our universe. And it's a neat concept. And then you go through the whole Future Trunks saga where you've got a villain driven by personal animosity against our heroes who doesn't want to blow up the planet because he knows that that's not going to get rid of the people he wants to get rid of. He wants to torture them forever. And then you've got the Universal Tournament where it's, you know what, you really like those Universe 6 guys. We got, 10 other universes that we're going to bring in.
Pay-per-view, man.
And it's great because it's a fighting show for the sake of a fighting show. And it's how can they train? How are they, what are they doing to get ready once the fight starts? How is it coming down with each individual fight? Oh, it's so good.
Yeah,
you get characters that haven't seen a lot of screen time for a while who really do get a chance to shine because even though they're completely outclassed by Goku and Vegeta, like Krillin is still on the team.
Krillin's still awesome.
And, he doesn't do half bad.
He is.
So I really, really love this series. And there's not enough good things I can say about it. I mean, I've got the Crunchyroll subscription just for watching Dragon Ball Super.
That
without
is
commercials.
Dedication, man. Good for you. I'm
proud
of you.
Yeah, but think about it. Compared to $30 for 3 episodes.
Yes, Suncoast. Absolutely.
That's why I justify buying all this shit.
Yeah.
At least it's not old prices, right? No, I get it.
And I think you're right. Dragon Ball really excels at the fighting. I think Dragon Ball, it's some of the most inspirational things we've ever seen. The things you remember the most, the things that were surfaced into other anime and other manga is the fighting stuff.
No, because you build a connection to some of these characters, like the relationship between, for example, Piccolo and Gohan. It's a strong bond. And when something happens, because something does happen...
Quit doing that.
Well, they're not bumping uglies. I'm just saying it's a strong bond.
No, I cannot not think about Dragon Ball Bridge without thinking Piccolo.
Why don't you dodge? No. So
I'll always have you, Tom.
So you were talking about why do we watch this? I watch Dragon Ball because I love how the characters, Goku specifically, doesn't give up. Even when he's defeated, even when he's dead, he's not going to give up. He has an extra form, some spirit bomb, someone doing something that he's going to conquer. He's going to win somehow. That's why I watch it. And the fights are awesome.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and Super... admittedly started out the animation was
yeah. They hadn't gotten finished practice yet.
The later episodes, it is really, really good.
Okay, Dan. So for guys like me and Rob that haven't watched Dragon Ball Super other than just a few episodes, sell it to me. What would make me drop what I'm doing to watch Dragon Ball Super?
Well, you watch Dragon Ball Z, right?
Of course.
And
I watch GT. So I'm a glutton for punishment.
And you love Dragon Ball Z.
I have.
Oh God, yeah. Love is an understatement.
Every tape and every manga.
So the thing is,
I wore T-shirts That, like, when I was in high school, it said Dragon Ball Z, and nobody knew what it was. And they were like, why does your shirt say Dragon Balls?
And why do you have 5 of the same character turning blonde on that
They were making
shirt?
fun of my shirt because it said Dragon Balls. Fucking idiots.
If you love Dragon Ball Z,
I do.
then Dragon Ball Super is all of the best parts of Dragon Ball Z distilled to their perfect form.
Perfect form!
So battles don't like... Because I feel like those
No.
first, like, 30 episodes were really padded.
The
Did the pacing get better?
the pacing gets better.
Okay.
But, I mean, we're in the Universal Tournament now. The tournament is 45 minutes long, I think, and it has so far been about 30 episodes.
Now, I
with
wonder
about
if they've done that. I wonder if
minute
they,
and a half.
I wonder
going
if they've
for
done
each
that on
episode.
purpose, though.
Oh, yeah. But
That's awesome.
But there are 10 fighters from each universe, so it's a
Okay.
lot of telling the same story that was happening while this other story was going on, things like that. So it's not. There is some padding, but it's all fighting.
Now, are you watching this with your kids? Or
Yeah.
are you watching by?
Yeah,
awesome.
they love
See, I
it.
was thinking about watching it with my girls because they like a lot of the movies that we watched together.
Yes.
And we're watching it subtitled on Crunchyroll, and they
It's the
love
way to do it, man.
For you.
Yeah, but I would say if you
That's
like,
why you haven't watched it because the shitty voices aren't in it.
but if you like Dragon Ball Z and disliked GT because it didn't feel right,
That's right. Omega
Dragon
Shinron,
Ball-
I roll.
Dragon Ball Super feels right.
GT had its moments.
It did.
Yeah, but overall,
Why
Super Saiyan
should,
4 Goku!
why should I watch this show?
A big old hater.
Yeah, why?
because it has a whole saga devoted to future Trunks.
You love Trunks.
You like
I do
pretty
that.
boys.
I do
There's
like
And his
your
beautiful
answer.
blue hair.
Yeah.
And him constantly being beaten down by stronger fighters. And constantly getting back up.
Spoilers.
Thanks for watching. If you're enjoying Dragon Ball Super, I'd like to know why, because I think it's great. Please like, subscribe, and share, and read the notes. And you know what? I've got this Crunchyroll subscription now for Dragon Ball Super anyway. What else should I watch?
I'm gonna go wild guess. You're wearing a scouter, so you're gonna let us know.
That Omar is at least 2 Raditses.
Shut your Yamcha ass up. Y'all a bunch of Yamchas. I'm at least the rabbits.